Hi there, Steve-O here from Spirituality Talks. Yeah, I'm just carrying on with that little talk we were doing about Kambo, the frog medicine, stroke poison, which comes from a mucus in the Philomedusa bicolor in Latin frog. It's a tree frog. I think it's also known as a monkey frog, tree monkey frog, something like that in South America. Just for those interested, it's got no natural predators because of the poison it releases through its mucous membrane. I think even anacondas, they spit these guys out pretty quick. And generally, there's no harm to the frogs when the Sapo, when the Kambo is harvested from the frog. Normally what they do, in fact I'll show you a picture, because this is the main reason I wanted to do this talk, is also to show you this book, because anyone interested in Kambo, whether they're practitioners or people who are interested in having the healing, this is one hell of a book. It's called Sapo in My Soul by Peter Gorman. I think it's coming out backwards. Upside down won't help, will it? No. Alright, anyway, it's called Sapo in My Soul by Peter Gorman. Okay, for those that have got a mirror handy. The Matisse frog medicine, that's one of the main tribes that use it, and I think they're one of the main ones that kind of interact with the West when it comes to harvesting it. And the frogs are kind of strung up like this, very gently. There's just enough so the frog can't jump away, and then they kind of rub the frog with a little match, or with a, not a match, sorry, a little stick. The mucus comes off. That is the strongest poison, apparently, the first dose. Now, generally what happens is a lot of people who don't know what they're doing or just want a quick buck, they'll harvest the frog more than once, and you end up with lesser and lesser quality of the actual medicine. You'd need more of it. And this guy here, Peter Gorman, he's the one who first introduced the medicine to the West, in the sense of bringing it back for study, bringing it back for natural history museums, and for Western study into the chemistry. And yeah, he really knows what the hell he's talking about. He's been using this medicine for a long time. He's worked with the Matisse, I think I'm pronouncing it quite, the Matisses. He's been working with that tribe for quite a while. He was, as I say, the first Westerner to have recorded having it in his system, and he's done it many times. And he said that the actual tribal people themselves, the indigenous communities themselves, generally they only use 3 to 4 dots, and their systems are obviously a hell of a lot cleaner than most of ours in the West. They're probably a lot hardier people, a lot stronger physically and probably mentally, and just more balanced, you know. So you'd think that if a Westerner is doing 10 to 20 dots and stuff like that, yeah, these guys would put, you know, but it's very rare. In fact, I heard a story of an old guy in his 70s, and when he thought about doing 9 dots, because his heart was really, but he had like an arrhythmia of the heart, I think it was called. And a lot of the people in the community said it will kill you, you know, that amount of frog poison. He said, well, I'm going to die anyway, at least this might heal me. You know, it ended up actually healing his heart, and I think he lived another like 10, 12, 13 years, something like that, after doing this. But that was seen as an outlandish kind of, even among the indigenous people, it was looked at as a risky thing, you know. So so yeah, read that book, do a bit of research. Okay, I know I'm you know, I don't know much, I'm no one special, you know, but I've done a bit of research and a bit of reading, and then I've experimented with it in the sense of I've done it on myself 6 times now. And when I done 5 dots, I was literally laid out for like 8 hours. I wasn't keeping water down for about 5 or 6 hours. It could have been because there was still maybe a remnants of methadone in my system, even though it had been a little while. It was probably partly that. Also, it was just a lot, you know. For someone who'd never done Kambo, 5 dots on my second dose, it was like, whew, I was out of there. Since then, I've never done more than 4. I've done 3 or 4 dots. Normally, I just do 3, and that seems to be enough to really purge my system. And from what Peter Gorman said, they only use between 2 and 4 dots themselves, the indigenous people. He only uses 3, 4 dots on himself, as you know, and for his when he's doing treatments. And so, yeah, why waste the medicine using more of it than is needed when the saliva can potentiate the medicine and carry it through the lymph system with more power and force and speed. Yeah, okay, that's what it was, just out of respect for nature, and also why waste anything. Okay, take care of yourselves, see you later. Hope you find the video informative.